It really is a sign of the times of a changing gun market in the UK that I'm genuinely excited to look at a budget Turkish 20 bore. This is an ATA SP20. Starting at the back, you have the standard ATA rubber pad with the hard heel plate. We can speak with a bit more authority on ATAs now, because I mean, since our first review 3 odd years ago, these guys really have smashed the market. Absolutely smashed it. It's strange to say they are probably, I've got no figures to back this up, but when you go out looking for Turkish guns in the market, these guys are up there with having a very large portion of that market. And when I said at the beginning, I've never really been excited to see one of these before, I remember when I first saw an ATA arms, I was like, that's very, very similar to another major brand. And they were talking about building a 20 bore then, that was, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years ago. But it's finally here, and I tell you what, it's actually really nice. In fact, I'd almost go as far as to say it's nicer than the 12 bore version. You only get one set of these, so you best look after them. I choose CFG Custom Fit Guards. A proper custom molded plug. They come to your house, they fit you up, and then boom, the plugs magically arrive in the post. And with 10% off with this code, go and buy a pair now. Reliability wise, I should also point out, ATAs have been hammered up and down the country, and they are doing very well, which is great. Grade 2 walnut stock comes with an oil finish. The finish is not great, but you can touch it up very easily. The wood to pad fit as well is really nice. You know, it's lipped in a bit and there's a few things you could really pick holes in, but this gun is £600. At £600, you're not really allowed to pick holes. The checkering is coarse and laser done, but the quality is nice. There's no overruns. I've not tried a specific pattern or anything. It's just a good thing. And my favourite bit about this gun in entirety is that ATA have a weird flared grip in the 12 bore. This 20 bore grip, it's just a standard grip. It feels the hand better than 12 bore. It's radius better than 12 bore. And we've got that slightly slimmer neck. I'll tell you what, it's really good. It is really good. I took it out and had a little play with it last night by myself on some pigeons, and there wasn't a lot flying around, but I had a few shots anyway, and it shot very smoothly for what it was. The wood metal fit is plenty good enough quality, and this particular model comes completely black. I'm sure in time there will be all the side plated variants, thousands of options on offer, which is kind of nice to have some choice at this end of the market. We did a video comparing ATA and Beretta some time ago. Go and check that out if you want an internal comparison. They are very similar up front, but actually that similarity stops at about this line going back, and that's no more evident than with the safety catch. That's probably my only thing with this gun. This gun is extremely refined and really nice, but it has a very large safety catch that has a lot of movement. But it feels good, it feels positive. There's no negatives there. It's just the rest of the gun is more refined than the safety. Not that we should really worry about that. Gold trigger, gloss black trigger plate, and a matte black action with gold ATA arms. If we pop it off, you can actually have a bit of a closer look at all the metal work, because the metal to metal fit and the actual general engineering is very, very good. There's very little you can pick holes in. The finish quality, the way it opens, closes, you know, it's not graunchy, it's not horrible. And you can pick little holes like up against the fences. It's not an ideal fit, but again, it is built at a price, and it's a very reasonable price. This particular set of barrels has a 6mm parallel rib, an orange bead sight, comes fully multi-choked in a cardboard box with all the chokes. And the ejector system is a tried and tested method, and to take out is the simple push and twist style. And the ejectors are a really good place to actually see some quality, because the metal finish is very good. You know, they're not highly polished or anything, but there's no burrs. They are hand finished, and someone's actually been over this and quality controlled it, which is good. It really is very good. There's a few things that you could pick holes in, but we're not going to, because it's £600. You really couldn't pick holes in a lot of this stuff for £1,000. The forend is a push button release, and they've retained that semi-beaver tail forend with that inlet at the top. And actually, when I say it's a beautiful radius, it really does feel very nice. So one thing I noticed about the barrels, as much as they are magnum steel proofed and blah, 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 is they are a little bit heavier than the Beretta counterparts. not a great deal, but noticeable enough. Another thing that's worth noting is that this duelling on the side actually is really nicely executed. It's well done, it's well put together. Like the blacking quality, the finish of the barrels, everything about it is actually all right. And yeah, you really could pick holes, they could polish the barrels a bit more, they could not hide quite so many sins in the duelling, but it doesn't matter. And the interesting thing about that barrel weight is you would have thought that it would make this gun feel lumpy. But actually, they've left enough weight in the stock as opposed to hollowing it out to get that overall weight down. This gun here in 28" weighs 6 pounds 5. To be honest, it feels heavier than 6 pound 5. I think the weight is very much in the extremities of it, and as such, it does feel that bit heavier. When I picked it up, I was expecting it to come in at like 6, 7, 6, 8, but it's only overall about 2 ounces heavier than the Beretta, which is maybe interesting, maybe not. But that balance that you get off of it actually makes for quite a smooth handling gun. I really quite like it. Like, given that it was a little heavier, I was expecting recoil to be a little bit lower than it was, or perceived recoil. But the reality is I was shooting some 30-gram cartridges through a 20 bore. They're always going to feel a little bit like they're, you know, it's the same as shooting a 34 through a 12. My only other thought on that recoil was that the stock, it was probably maybe more muzzle flip, because actually we have a drop of 37 and 62. So it's got quite a bit of drop at the back, and as such, mounts very easily without having to get your head down. Nice. I must admit, I can't really complain. It's good spec, good dimensions. The gun holds better cast than the 12 does, actually, which I noticed when I picked it up. The 12, I think they've really just nailed the stock on this. Really have. It actually has positive pitch, actual cast. Maybe the drop is not ideal. The balance, there's a lot of good. I can't really say anything bad about it. I always hate to read the owner's manual thing because it looks like it's been put in with a, well, it's been put in with what it's put in, not very nicely, when they could have laser engraved it. But the rest of the gun, I genuinely think for 600 quid, this gun is a winner. Perhaps not as a junior gun, because it does feel that bit heavier. And it is really grip-wise, stock-wise designed for men. So how to conclude? How to conclude indeed. First off, I think that we could use this video as a bit of a time review, a timestamp for ATA. Let's say they've been very popular, realistically now, for about 3 years. They've been growing in popularity and now are widely used. I don't think anybody can knock the reliability of the ATAs. They may not use the Beretta trigger system, but the trigger system that they are using is very, very adequate indeed. It is strong, it is reliable, the trigger pulls are good, and the breakdowns on these, from my experience, have been utterly, utterly minimal. Is this gun a Beretta? No. Is this gun amazing value for £600? Oh, very much so, yes. Would you be happy if you bought this gun? Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. That's probably all I have to say about it. This is a great addition to the market. It is not going to set anybody's hearts or minds on fire, but you can go and buy yourself a 20 bore, a steel-proofed 3-inch Magnum ready 20 bore, future-proofed, for 600 quid, that doesn't feel super light, isn't going to kick the hell out of you, particularly like some of these sort of 5.5 pound 20 bores out there, balances and handles well. This is a nice gun. This is a good transition gun for those looking at the 20 bore market whilst currently luxuriating in the 12 bore one. Guys, take care. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and even go and check one of these out at your local gun shop. Take care, guys.